Hello, I'm David Kang, Vice Chancellor for Infrastructure and Sustainability at CU Boulder. I'm here with Emina Begovic, Assistant Vice Provost for Academic Resource Management, and today we're discussing the work of the Facilities Task Force's Social Distancing Subgroup that Emina is helping to lead. Emina, thanks for being here. To start off, can you give us a quick overview of the work that the Social Distancing Subgroup is doing to get the campus ready for in-person teaching and learning for the fall semester?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me. For sure. So our team is working to protect the safety of our students, faculty, and staff by implementing social distancing measures throughout our buildings across campus. And in many cases, these measures exceed the CDC, state, and county recommendations. For example, we're implementing an 8-foot hexagonal model in all of our classrooms to reduce occupancies and ensure social distancing in all of our spaces. So you'll see this example slide here that actually shows you what that 8-foot hexagonal model looks like overlaid on a classroom. We're also developing protocols for common use areas throughout campus, such as recommended pedestrian circulation paths and developing occupancy limits in elevators and common spaces.
Your group has obviously been involved with a lot so far. One thing I think a lot of people are interested in is the 8-foot hexagon we're using to establish physical distancing and revise capacities for our classrooms. Can you explain that concept and how it relates to the 6 feet of physical distancing we've been accustomed to hearing about?
Absolutely. So if you take a look at the CDC recommendations for social distancing, what you'll see is a recommendation that describes a 6-foot distance from the edge of objects. So when we're teaching in our classrooms, that recommendation really requires us to establish a 6-foot distance between desks. So in order to model these spaces in all of our rooms across campus appropriately, what we've had to do is take into account the 2-foot of additional distance or space that an average desk occupies. So by doing this, what we do is we're allowing people that are sitting at these desks to have natural body movement and head movement. And they can do this without dropping below the 6-foot requirement. So the photo on this slide shows a classroom in the SEEK building where we've applied this concept.
Thanks for that. What else has been unique about the work you're doing specifically to get classrooms and learning spaces ready for in-person instruction?
So what I think has been unique about the work we're doing is the fact that we are in the fortunate position to have experts at our university that are doing cutting edge research in fields such as aerosol dispersal and turbulence and airflow dynamics. And these faculty have been our key collaborators as we prepare our classrooms for the fall. So as a scientist, personally, I find it tremendously comforting to know that we as a campus are developing evidence-based safety guidelines. And it's our own faculty and staff and students who are doing this critical work. And these are the same faculty and students and staff that we'll be protecting as a result of this work.
That's great. Well, thank you, Emina, for joining me today and for all the great work that you and the social distancing subgroup have been doing so far. For our audience, if you're interested in learning more about the measures we're taking to prepare our infrastructure to minimize the spread of COVID-19 this fall, please visit our infrastructure and sustainability website. Thank you and stay safe.